Happy Monday. That's the Monday morning motivation. How are you guys today? Happy Monday. It's Monday morning motivation. It's our morning mental health check-in. As you guys come in, let me know how you're doing. Happy Monday. It is Monday morning motivation. How's everybody doing today on this Monday? Are we grateful? Are we happy? Do we feel peace? Are we content? Are we excited about the life that we woke up to on this morning? Happy Monday. It's Monday morning motivation. As you guys come in, welcome into the space. Happy Monday, y'all. It is Monday morning motivation. Kids had to go to school today. We had to get back to work today. If you work a traditional job and if you're an entrepreneur, you are always working. You hardly ever have downtime. So happy Monday. On this Monday morning, as you guys come in, let me know how you're doing today. It is Monday morning motivation. How are you guys? How's your mental and emotional well-being? Are you stable mentally? It doesn't mean that things aren't wrong. It means that you have emotional intelligence and you have the ability to manage your feelings. You guys let me know as you come in today, how are you doing? Happy Monday. It is Monday morning motivation. So as you guys come into the space, let me know how you're doing on this Monday. How are you mentally and emotionally? Are you well? Are you stable? What does your mental health look like on today? Happy Monday, y'all. It is Monday morning motivation. We're here. We made it, right? It's the beginning of the week. It's the beginning of the work week. Did you start your week off with some positive encouragement? Did you say, I got this? Whatever comes my way this week, I can manage it. I have the strength and the capacity to do so. Happy Monday, guys. It's Monday morning motivation. As you guys are coming in, let me know how you're doing on this Monday. Talk to me, I'll talk back. Tell me how you guys are doing on this Monday. Are we taking care of ourselves? Did we do something to pour into our mental and emotional well-being on this morning? Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome in. It's Monday morning motivation. It's our morning mental health check-in. Let me know how you guys are doing on today as you're coming in. How are you doing mentally and emotionally? Did you take care of your mental this morning? Did you meditate? Did you journal? Did anybody go for a walk? Did you pray? Are you fasting? How are you taking care of your mental and emotional well-being on this Monday morning? Welcome in. It's Monday morning motivation. We got an opportunity to get to it today. We have an opportunity to make the best out of our circumstances today. You guys let me know as you're coming in. Happy Monday. Talk to me. I'll talk back. How are you doing today, mentally and emotionally? Let me know. Where are you? Are you stable? Are you ruminating, which means to think about the same things over and over and over again? Are you all over the place? Are you utilizing healthy coping strategies to manage the stress of everyday life? Because newsflash, you can have the life that you dreamed for. You can have the life right now that you prayed for. It doesn't mean that life doesn't come with this certain level of stresses. That's just a part of life. It doesn't mean we have to walk around tense with rounded shoulders, backs hurting, necks hurting, can't focus, inability to get a task completed in a timely manner, quick to be irritable, quick to anger. You guys let me know on this morning. How are you guys doing on this Monday morning? It's our Monday morning motivation, and I really want to know mentally and emotionally, how are you doing? I care about that. As you guys come in, let me know, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? What ways are you taking care of yourself? What does that look like for you? Because it's hard out here. We all live in the same experiences, and it's okay. It's okay to acknowledge, you know what, this is a rough season. If that's where you are, if you're in safety, right? Maybe you had some less than optimal experiences. Maybe there was some trauma there, right? And you finally made it to a space of safety. It's okay to acknowledge, ooh, that was hard. That was a lot. I'm only one person. I don't want to be on the strong list this year. I had my fair share. It's okay to acknowledge that too. Happy Monday. As you guys are coming in, let me know how you're doing mentally and emotionally. What does your distress tolerance look like? That means your ability to handle emotional triggers. Do you have that? If someone says something that you don't like, do you have the ability to manage those feelings? Or are you the person that's exploding on everybody? Are you the person with poor interpersonal skills? Let me know. This is our Monday morning motivation. So we're just checking in, and I want to know, how are you guys doing mentally and emotionally? Do you have the ability to process difficult feelings? It doesn't mean you don't feel them. It doesn't mean you don't cry when you need to. It doesn't mean you don't acknowledge that you're angry when you need to. But can you compartmentalize? Do you have the ability to say, you know what, I'm dealing with this right now and it's heavy and it's a lot, but I have to put this to the side because I have to go be a mom, because I have to go to work, because I have to go take care of people's children, because I have to go save lives. So I can't carry what I am feeling and expect to perform at my highest level. Let me know how you guys are doing on this Monday morning. Talk to me, I'll talk back. This is our Monday mental health check-in. Let me know how you're doing on this Monday. I want to know, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? Are you managing your emotions? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, okay, I need to go live. I need to do a check-in, but I have to figure out what that's going to look like. And you know what? This is what it's going to look like today. I'm glad to hear that you're doing amazing. Hey, girl. How you doing? P3Q, and then it's Shyla. I do not want to butcher your name, my dear, but hello, welcome into this space. As you guys are coming in, let me know how you're doing mentally and emotionally. Let me know how you guys are doing. I heard someone say that they're doing amazing, which is great. Tell me what coping strategies you've implemented to ensure that you're going to have an amazing day. I actually got like 9 hours of sleep. It was amazing. I was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. Sorry about that, y'all. I had a message that was coming in. But I was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. That was something that I did that contributed to my overall mental and emotional well-being. Let me know what you did to contribute to your mental and emotional well-being. What did that look like for you? How are you taking care of yourself? Why is she so positive? Mr. T. Jaded, I don't want to say that incorrectly, but why wouldn't I be positive? Why wouldn't I be in a uplifting mood? That's a choice that we all have. We all have a choice. When our eyeballs crack open in the morning, we have a choice to say, okay, how am I showing up for myself today, first and foremost? Forget everybody else. Not to sound selfish, but if we're going to be honest about our mental and emotional well-being, how am I choosing to navigate my world today? I can choose to have a nasty attitude. I can choose to be mad and irritated. I can choose to say, woe is me. I can choose to say, why did this happen? Why did that happen? I can choose to do that. Or I could say, you know what, it did. And however the cookie crumbled, here I am today. And that is the choice to be positive and have a good attitude. It's a choice that we all have. And life be lifing. The happiest people you know, ooh, the things that they be having going on that don't nobody know about. Okay, somebody commented on my flowers earlier. They are a necessity, okay? Cuz I want pretty things around me. Life is hard. When you are dealing with mental and emotional things on a consistent basis, you find ways to remind yourself that there is beauty in all things. You have to listen to the worst things that could have possibly happened to people. You find ways to care for yourself. You utilize all of your senses, which is actually a healthy coping strategy. It's a very healthy coping strategy. Utilizing all of your senses. What can you see? What can you hear? If you already in a bad mood, it's probably not a good idea to listen to Nuck If You Buck. That's going to amp you up. That's going to make it worse. If you're already struggling, it's probably not a good idea to get on the phone and talk to that family member that you know they always have bad news. They always have some gossip. They always know the tea about everybody in the family. You have to have emotional intelligence, the ability to read a room, essentially. Interpersonal skills, social cues. So let me know as you guys are coming in today, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? Like, I want to know, I want to hear from you. How are you doing? What does your mental and emotional well-being look like? Are you taking care of yourself? What does taking care of yourself look like for you? How are you managing your mental and emotional well-being? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How are you planning to have a successful week this week? This is this Monday morning motivation. We're just checking in, having a mental and emotional check-in. How are you guys doing? Let me know. Talk to me. I promise I'll talk back, and I really would like to know, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? What does that look like for you? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Tell me how you're doing mentally and emotionally. What does caring for yourself look like in this season? What did you do this morning to ensure that you would have a solid mental and emotional well-being? How'd you manage that? Did you journal? Did you go for a run? Did you go for a swim? Did you dance? Did you do some yoga? I want to hear a poem, but not the Roses Are Red one. Hey, poetry is actually a healthy coping strategy. Having a way to express yourself safely. I remember I was, this was a very long time ago, but I was working with children, and I had a kid who was very creative, and they would express themselves through poetry and through art. And the language was strong, it was explicit. However, that was their way of expressing themselves. They were not sharing it with anyone else, they were not repeating it aloud. The adult happened to be standing over their shoulder, and they saw what was there. And I advocated, I said, hey, this is a healthy coping strategy. If you write music, if you like poetry, if you journal, if you paint, right? If you have sketchbooks, those are all healthy coping strategies. Now, granted, social cues and social norms are a thing. And so it's quite possible, depending on who is observing it, they might have feelings about it. However, if that's a healthy coping strategy that you engage in, no one has the right to tell you that it's right or wrong. Because that is one way that you can manage all of the stress of living, because living can be quite stressful, which is why we're doing Monday morning motivation. Tell me how you guys are doing mentally and emotionally. What does pouring into your mental and emotional well-being look like at this time? Let me know. Talk to me. I'll talk back. There are so many different healthy coping strategies that we could engage in that don't require a lot of time. Okay, newsflash, if you are a parent, if you are an employee, if you are running a home, if you're running a business, if you're running several businesses, time is a commodity to you. It is high priced, high ticketed, and you know how expensive it can be. So maybe you don't have 4 hours every morning to spend time pouring into self. That's okay. You don't need 4 hours. What if I told you that you could go for a walk every day for 10 minutes and that would drastically reduce your anxiety? What if I told you that? What if I told you when you get up in the morning, instead of just hopping out the bed and going and doing what you need to do, what if I told you that if you just laid there or got up and stretched for about 10 minutes, you wouldn't have, your shoulders wouldn't be rounded. You would stand and sit straight up. Your shoulders are rounded because they're full of stress and tension and anxiety. Going for a walk, stretching, working out. These are all healthy coping strategies. Dancing, shaking tail feathers, like Nelly said back in the day, right? That's a healthy coping strategy. All of those things help to improve your mental and emotional well-being, which is ultimately what we are after: sound mental and emotional well-being. And don't think I forgot about my girls and guys that like to clean. You like to organize. You stressed out, something is bothering you. You just get up and clean up. You just move around. You just go organize your closet. That's a healthy coping strategy that's going to help to improve your mental and emotional well-being overall. Overall, doesn't mean that things change overnight, but your emotional threshold certainly does grow. Getting enough sleep. I said earlier, I got about 9 hours of sleep last night. That definitely helps with your mental and emotional well-being. It is not a flex to say you sleep 3-4 hours a day. I would hate to live in a household with you. You're probably quite miserable if you are a grown adult person and that's how often you sleep. And then you know how they say drink your water and mind your business? That's a real thing. On this Monday morning motivation, when we're talking about your mental and emotional well-being, regularly eating and staying hydrated are actually very healthy coping strategies, and they help with your mental and emotional well-being. Okay? You guys are a little quiet. Talk to me and I'll talk back. Let me know any of these coping strategies that we've talked about so far, whether it's going for a walk, stretching, working out, dancing, cleaning and organizing your space, getting enough sleep. All of these are healthy coping strategies. Let me know, are these healthy coping strategies that you engage in? Are these things that you did even today to ensure that you were going to have a good start to your week? What about them babies? Because it's not just you have children. How did you pour into them this morning? What affirmations did you offer them to make sure that when they're going out into the world, sorry about that, y'all. What affirmations did you say to your babies this morning so when they going out into the world, whatever the world says to them is not tearing them down internally or externally? Because we have to pour into our children. And some, I'm not going to get into that because this is Monday morning motivation, but I do want to encourage you, if you are a parent, a caregiver, a teacher, a preschool teacher, a daycare teacher, a TT, a nana, a godparent, if you are coming into regular contact with children, how did you pour into those babies on this morning to make sure that they would have a good day? Did you hug them today? Did you say, I love you, have a good day? What did that look like for you? On this Monday morning, as we're talking about your mental and emotional well-being, guys, excuse me for a second. I'm about to drink a sip of water. Social things. As we're checking in on this Monday morning and we're talking about Monday morning motivation, I know we live in a time where we just feel like we don't need anybody, and to a certain extent we can be self-sufficient, right? But we need people. Happy Monday on Monday morning motivation. I'm checking in. I want to know, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? As you come into the space, drop a comment. Let me know, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? And I'm just going through some coping strategies that you could be using for your mental and emotional well-being. And I was talking about social things, right? Like, we live in this world where we just feel like we don't need anybody. And, we can be self-sufficient, definitely. If there's a problem that arises in our lives, we're self-sufficient adults. We get it done every single time, no matter what. Yes, that is a thing. Salute, celebrate to you. However, isn't that heavy? Excuse me, y'all. Doesn't that feel heavy? To always have to be the problem solver? To always have to figure everything out. Everything always falls on you. And there's something to be said. Everyone's circumstances are different. Everyone doesn't come from a loving and supportive family. Everyone doesn't have an extensive social network. But you know what? We do have the ability to build our own. For your mental and emotional well-being, is so important that you have healthy social relationships. If you are in a crisis right now, who would you call? And if no one immediately pops in your mind, we have to go through our network, because we're not meant to do life alone. You are meant to have support. It is okay to be vulnerable and allow someone close enough to you so that they can be of a support to you. They can be of service to you just like you are to them. It's okay to ask for help. That's another really big part of mental and emotional well-being. You have to ask for help. People cannot read your mind. And use discretion. If somebody can clearly see that you're struggling and they have the ability to assist, and for one reason or another they're not doing that, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you sitting there. You know your aunt will help you. You know your grandma will help you. You know your neighbor will help you, and you just are so prideful that you're refusing to ask. And that is wreaking havoc on your mental and emotional well-being. You don't have to solve every problem. You don't have to put every fire out. For your own mental and emotional well-being, it is okay to ask for help. Ask for help. Put it in the chat so I know that you guys are tuning in. I see you in here. How y'all doing? This is Monday Morning Motivation. And I'm just going through some healthy coping strategies. Setting boundaries. And boundaries don't always have to be discussed. They just need to be created and implemented. Right? Setting boundaries is crucial to your mental and emotional well-being. And if that has been a struggle for you, that's okay. I would encourage you to journal it out and ask yourself, why do I struggle with setting boundaries? What does setting boundaries even mean? What does that look like in practicality? How does that show up? If you have the ability to set and navigate appropriate boundaries, it really does help to improve your overall mental and emotional well-being. And the people that you spend time with, right? It's 2026, y'all. We got to put some distance with them negative Nancys. It's 2026, y'all. We got to put some distance with negative Nancy and talk too much Tom and complaining Corolla or complaining Carolyn. I don't know, but we have to put some distance. And I'm not saying that you don't have space to acknowledge your reality or your perceived reality, your experiences. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I were to say, who is the person that when they call, you have to look at the phone and say, am I in the mood today? Am I in the mood today? Because insight oriented therapy, identifying patterns and behaviors, every single time you call me, I get off the phone drained. Every single time you call, you want something or you telling me something about somebody else that I preferably don't want to hear. Spending time with positive people and having positive relationships actually really helps to maintain positive mental and emotional well-being. Some of y'all ain't got no life. You don't do nothing. You don't belong to a gym. You don't have hobbies. There aren't things that you just enjoy doing. Like literally, you go to work, you go home, you might do something with the kids once a month, and then that's it. And you wonder why your mental health is in a decline. It's because you have nothing to look forward to. There are not things about your life that you're thoroughly enjoying. So, as we talk about your mental and emotional well being, as we have our morning mental health check in, I want you to think about that. What does my community look like? Because community is important. Another thing, as we're going through this morning mental health check-in, I want to know how you're doing mentally and emotionally as you come in. Please feel free to leave a comment, talk to me. I promise I'll talk back. Right now, I'm just going through healthy coping strategies that could help improve your overall mental and emotional well-being. You got to tell somebody sometimes you just having a rough day. Excuse me. It's okay. It's normal. It happens. It is a part of everyday living. But if we are talking about managing our overall mental and emotional well-being, you have to tell people sometimes. How many times does somebody say, how you doing? You just, oh, I'm fine. You know you was just crying in the car. And you utilize common sense and discretion, right? There are some times you are not okay and you have to compartmentalize and you have to just, yes, I'm fine, let's proceed. There are times you have to do that, but when you at your mama house and your grandma says, baby, you okay? Yeah, grandma, I'm okay. Why don't you just tell grandma what's wrong? When your girlfriend calls you and she can hear that your tone is a little off and she, hey, sis, you okay? Oh, yeah, girl, I'm good. No, you not. Why don't you just say, no, girl, I'm not. I'm having a little bit of a rough day. You don't have to go into further detail. You don't have to disclose what's causing the bad day. Sometimes you just need a safe space to say it's a hard day. It's a rough day. It's a lot going on. As we're talking about our morning mental health check-in, this is Monday Morning Motivation. I want to hear, how are you guys doing mentally and emotionally? I am just going through healthy coping strategies that help to improve your overall mental and emotional well-being. Healthy distractions. You heard me say healthy distractions, though, right? Because we all know distractions, right? We all know distractions. I didn't say distractions, I said healthy distractions that help improve your overall mental and emotional well being. Watching your favorite TV show. I'm not saying watching it while you watch your life fall apart. Hello, Yolanda Wade. How are you? Welcome into the space. We are just here talking about, we're doing a morning mental health check-in. I want to know how your mental and emotional well-being is, right? And we're just in here checking in. We're just in here talking about your mental and emotional well-being. And I want to know how you guys are doing. We were going through healthy distractions, to improve your overall mental and emotional well-being. Notice I said healthy distractions, things like watching your favorite show. And I'm not talking about ignoring your life and watching your favorite show while your life blows up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I have done all that I can do today, and I am going to rest. I am going to pour into myself. I'm going to utilize a healthy coping strategy, and I'm going to put on Martin. I'm going to put on Roseanne. I'm going to put on Family Matters. I'm going to put on Full House. I'm going to put on Cheers, right? Whatever your comfort show is. Reading. First of all, the literacy rate amongst children and adults is crazy. Everyone wants to talk about the literacy rate amongst children, but do you know how many functional grown adults we know that cannot read? Okay? They are illiterate. And even if they can read, can you comprehend and process and understand what you just read? Right? So, reading is a very healthy coping strategy. Recently, I have gotten back into my love of books. And when I tell you, it is to the point like I'm knocking these books down. Like, on average, I'm reading a book in 2-3 days. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, at this point, I need to start a book club because I think when you spend so much time in school for whatever your discipline is, you just you and then you still have to utilize it for other purposes. It kind of takes away from your love of leisure reading. But here recently, I have found it again, and when I tell you, I have been thoroughly enjoying reading like true, not necessarily true crime, but like autobiographies, just mystery for the culture, right? Like, I have really enjoyed reading again. It is a healthy coping strategy that definitely helps manage your overall mental and emotional well-being. Coloring and creating art. Again, all my artsy people, whatever that looks like for you and however that shows up for you, I would encourage you to continue engaging. Okay, it is necessary. So, as we get ready to wrap up our Monday morning motivation, I am so grateful for each and every one of you that came through the space today just to let us know how you were doing mentally and emotionally. If anything that was said in this space resonated with you, I encourage you to check out my mental health journal, Honey, How's Your Mental? A journal for mental and emotional well-being. You can find it on my channel. I am so grateful for each and every one of you for tuning in, and I pray, I hope, I speak. My intention is that you have an amazing, successful, productive, and peaceful Monday. Bye, y'all.